morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever it may be. My name is Mike, and I like to think of myself as a little bit of a problem solver. And my most recent problem was to do with cards. I bought a new deck of cards, Bicycle Pro Poker Peak, because they got the itty bitty fours at the corner, so you can think you're a real professional poker player. Well, the thing is, when you open up a nice new deck of cards, they're nice and stiff and slick. So the solution to the problem is pretty simple. I took two. These are 1.5 inches. You can go with 1.25 inches. 7 inches long. And as you can see, that little white thing right there is a piece of shelf liner. So I spray glued to 2 4-inch strips of the shelf liner to the boards. Then I went and got some 500 grit sandpaper. You can get at your hardware store. You could even go down to the parts store and see if one of the guys that works in the paint booth, or an auto body repair shop, and see if he'll sell you a single sheet of 500 grit wet dry sandpaper. The nice thing about it being wet and dry, and you'll probably need to do this, is you can clean it. Take a little bit of water and an old toothbrush, and as you can see, I've already used it because it's not black anymore like it is there. Okay, once you glue and cut your shelf liner, which is a sponge, which gives a little bit of cushion, wrap your attach and wrap your sandpaper to one side, push it across, hold it down, and do the stretched across there, and put some thumbtacks in it, staples. Thumbtacks are easier because you can remove it, otherwise you're in trouble. Repeat the process again and you have a pair of them. Take and put them together, and then you find in your drawer a couple rubber bands. You don't want to have it too tight because otherwise you'll bend your card as you're trying to push it through. And what it is a card scuffer. It will take the finish off the card and make them a little bit friendlier to play with. So you want to push it through, push it back, three, 4. So you go push it through and go back, push it through and go back, and that's enough to simulate weeks or a month of use. And there's your little card scuffer. You can, with the little simple directions like I had, you can make it. And then when you get a new deck of cards, you'll have a broken in new deck of cards that are still nice and stiff, because usually by the time they're nice and stiff, they're really flexible. If you like that, you like that. If you don't, I like having a nice broke-in set of cards that are stiff. thank you and have a nice day.